Let's talk about waitlisting. What is a waitlist? Well, when a course is full, a student can add themselves to the waitlist, which is a list of students that would like to register for the course if a seat becomes available. Waitlisting is available from the start of initial registration in each of the fall, winter, and spring terms. There are three parts of waitlisting: adding yourself to the waitlist, reviewing your status and position, and finally, adding yourself to the course if you receive a notification that a seat is available. How do you know if the course has a waitlist? Well, let's walk through that. So I've logged into DuckWeb, selected Student Menu, then select Registration Menu, then select Registration Dashboard. In the registration area under What Would You Like to Do, select Register for Classes. In the terms open for registration, I've selected a term and click the Continue button. I'm going to search for a course that I need. I'm searching for Anthropology 573 and click the search button. The search results area includes some special indicators. I can expand this column by grabbing the border between the two columns and adjusting the width. The seats column shares that this course is full, that is, all of the seats are taken. It also shares that there are 4 waitlist seats available. So I will add this course to my summary by clicking the Add button. If your screen isn't as wide as the table, you will have to scroll vertically to access the Add button. The course is now in the summary area with a pending status of registered. If you want, you can try to click Submit Now in hopes that maybe another student has dropped and you can be added. But I get the error message that this course is still full. There are 0 students on the wait list, so to join, I can select Waitlist under Actions and Submit. Click the message indicator to remove the message from your screen. I'm going to do that, so I come down to the Summary panel. In the Action column, I'm going to use the drop-down menu, select Waitlist, and then click the Submit button. In the Summary panel, the status for the course has updated to Waitlisted. To view my status for this course, I'm going to go back to the registration breadcrumb, click on View Registration Information. I'm going to select a term of Winter 2026. In the schedule details, the Advanced Forensic Anthropology course, Anthropology 573, is listed. The message tells me that I'm waitlisted. Additional information on this line shares that my waitlist position is the number 1 position. This was an example of a course where the waitlist is on the titled or lectured portion of the course. However, if the course has both a lecture and a lab, discussion, or tutorial, the waitlist is in a slightly different area. Let's review one of those. I'm going to click my Register for Classes area. In the terms open for registration, I'm selecting the term, clicking Continue, and then in the Register for Classes area, using the Find Classes tab, I'm going to search for Subject of Biology, course number 123, scroll down, click the search button, and in my search results I see that there's quite a few here, so I'm going to go ahead and make my panel bigger by clicking the Toggle to Lower Area arrow. I can see that there's additional information here. So again, I'm going to grab the border of this column and adjust the width so that I can read the information. The seats column is telling me that the course that I want for my lab is full. 0 of 0 seats remain, but there are 5 of the waitlist seats remaining, and this is a linked course. The linked course is always indicating that there is a lecture portion plus a lab, discussion, or tutorial. Note that the waitlist is always on the lab or discussion or tutorial. It will never be on the lecture portion that includes the title. In this case, I want to add the course even if I have to be on the waitlist. So I will scroll vertically. I'll click Add for the lab. I'm going to change my option to waitlist and then click the Submit button. Again, to view my status for this course, I could go back to the registration breadcrumb, click the View Registration Information, select the term. In the Schedule Details tab, the information shares that Biology 123 for the lab, the message is waitlist, and as I follow that information across, I can see that my waitlist position is the first position. So I waited a few moments, went behind the scenes, made it so that there's a seat available so that I could show you the notification process. The first thing I'll share with you is that when you're in that view registration information, you've selected the winter term and are in the schedule details. When you've received a notification, that notification expiration date will also be available here. My information says that for this lab course, the Biology 123, the notification will expire on 11/17 at 7:43 p.m. I also received an email sharing with me the information on what I need to do, but I'm going to walk you through that now. Go to Registration breadcrumb. In the What Would You Like to Do area, click Register for Classes. In the Terms Open for Registration, select the term, click Continue. This time, the first thing I'm going to do is search for Biology 123, BI 123. Scroll down, click Search. The CRN here, 26680. Again, I can expand the column with the CRNs by grabbing the border and adjusting the width. I find 26680 across to the linked sections, and I want to view the linked sections. I have the lab already in my summary, but I need to get the lecture portion in my summary. So this result is sharing with me what that lecture portion is. I'm going to add it to my summary as well. It just shared with me that part of the add all, the lecture plus the lab, was already in my summary. I said fine. Click OK on that message. Now I'm going to change my waitlist status for Biology 123 to registered and then click the Submit button. In my case, I have a lower maximum number of credits, so I have to drop a course in order to add this course. Here are the messages. It's a two-part course. You must register for both the lecture and the lab. It gave me that for both the lecture CRN and the lab CRN. And then the reason it couldn't add them is because the course exceeds the maximum credits for which you are allowed to register. So I'm going to go ahead and clear those messages. I'm actually going to do a conditional add drop, meaning that I want to register for these courses. I want to register for my Biology 123, and I will drop one of my other courses in order to create that space for it, but I only want to drop that course if I can be registered. Conditional add drop box is checked. Click Submit. I'm going to expand the summary panel so I can more clearly see all of the information. I now note that the status for my Biology 123 is that I am registered for both the lecture and the lab, and I've been dropped from my Intro to African Studies. A similar thing will happen with my Advanced Forensics Anthropology course when I get a message that the course has seats available. For that one, I don't need to search for the lecture portion because the lecture portion is the one that had the wait list. I would be able to just select the action of registered and then go ahead and submit when that seat becomes available.